If I go up to the top, again, the baseline feel is going to be get my left hip and my lower body working down and forward as my upper body is staying back, or better yet, pushing back farther. So the distance between the two is farther away. I'd say it's a good starting point. Push your hands up and back as you start down, as your left leg starts to open and your left hip starts to open. That's going to create an X factor between your upper and lower body and your arms and hands and your pelvis. And that's going to really be the piece that's in there that's going to let you compress the ball, create a ton more speed, and hit it a lot higher and farther than normal. I want to talk to you today about live view golf. Now, you guys hear me say all the time that you need feedback when you're practicing. You need to know if you're actually doing what you're trying to do, and the best way to give yourself feedback ultimately is video. And not only is video the best way to give yourself feedback, but being able to see yourself simultaneously as you're doing a movement is the best form of video feedback. It's the best way I've seen to make changes in your swing and be able to correlate the differences between your feels and your reels. Live view is super easy to use and set up. Simply set it up behind or in front of you. You connect it with your iPad or phone, pop that on the ground. You can actually do your practice, see yourself as you're doing it, the best way to expedite your process. I encourage you guys to check out Live View Golf. We'll put a link in the description down below with a coupon code. Hey guys, Eric here, back outside at the Bethlehem Golf Club. In today's video, we're going to talk about the secret X factor to starting the downswing. And it really is, I think, a secret. I don't think a lot of people conceptually understand it. Something that can really help your compression, how far you hit the ball, and how high you hit it. So what's the secret? Let's just dive right into it. The biggest thing, and maybe the most important, I think, thing in transition that you can do for a powerful downswing is understand the X factor, or the stretch that's supposed to happen between the club, your arms, hands, and your body in transition. And what I mean is this. When I start my downswing, I want to try and feel like the distance between the club and my right shoulder, my hands on my right shoulder, and my left hip. If you were to draw a line between the two right now, they're a certain distance apart. I want to get those as far apart from each other as I can in about the first foot of the downswing. That's the X factor that can lead to a ton more distance. It's not so much about some of us we heard trying to create X factor on the way back. That's not it. You can let it go on the way back. You want to create X factor in transition. Now, there's a couple ways to do that. There's a couple ways to have that distance be farther apart. Let's dive into how to do that. If I go up to the top, again, the baseline feel is going to be get my left hip and my lower body working down and forward as my upper body is staying back, or better yet, pushing back farther. So the distance between the two is farther away. I'd say it's a good starting point. Push your hands up and back as you start down, as your left leg starts to open and your left hip starts to open. That's going to create an X factor between your upper and lower body and your arms and hands and your pelvis. And that's going to really be the piece that's in there that's going to let you compress the ball, create a ton more speed, and hit it a lot higher and farther than normal. Now, this is something I heard before George Gankis talk about. I talked to my buddy JT about this, of creating that stretch in transition as you start down. Same thing as if I was playing another sport, baseball. Up to the top, my body starts to go forward and open. My left arm actually presses into my chest as I start down, and there's a natural reaction of a lot of speed when it comes off of it later. It helps shallow the downswing, all kinds of things. So up to the top from here, feeling the arms and hands pushing away, so farther. If this line between my hip and the club, they get farther apart in transition. I'm opening my body, I'm pushing down and forward and open, and resisting the urge to pull my arms and hands down. If I pull my arms and hands down from the top, no stretch between the two, less distance. Let my arms and hands stay back or push back as I open on the way down is going to create that compression. Let's go ahead and do one more. And creating that separation or X factor in transition, if you look at any really good, powerful player, that's what they do. Now, there's a couple little things, caveats here, as you do it. Number one, to be able to leave your arms and hands up and back and create some width there, you can't open your chest right away. When you open your chest right away, you're going to get a little narrow. So you want to feel like your chest stays closed just for about the first foot as you start down. pushing your arms up and back, chest stays closed. And you're gonna feel like your left bicep pushes in against your pec. So you're gonna feel if they're separated here, your left arm pushes in against you, your chest stays closed, your left hip opens as your arms and hands stay up and behind you. Again, a lot of speed, a lot of shallowing the downswing, a lot of good things for free. Let's go ahead and do that one more time. And that's really the X factor that we're all about. And that's how I would start to train is train those feels. Visualize the lower part of your body, your left hip pelvis getting farther from your arms and hands. Visualizing your hands working up and back. Avoid and resist the urge of the hands coming down. In fact, go up to the top, push down and forward, and try and leave your hands the same height. Press the left arm in your chest, keep them back as long as you can as you work down. That's gonna be a lot more speed. Create the X factor to start the downswing, not on the way back. You can press the ball a lot better, hit it a lot farther. Okay, so in terms of this stretch or X factor starting down, same thing with the wedges. So if I was hitting a wedge shot, 50 yards are in, I don't need speed, I'm not gonna do it there. But if I'm going longer wedge shot, same feel. Opening up the body, down and forward, creating a stretch between my hands and the left side of my pelvis. And I'm creating the same thing. So I feel like the body's pushing down and forward before my arms and hands are doing anything. The arms and hands are only really coming down because of the body motion. So it's the same thing with a wedge. And if I was trying to really bomb a driver, I want to do the same thing, maybe even more of it. So if I'm hitting my driver and trying to max distance out, I certainly want to feel those same things. I'm going to go up to the top, feel my left arm in against my pec, keep my arms and hands up, let my body motion create it, resist the urge of the arms and hands coming down for more distance. Let's go ahead and do one with the driver. Same things. And if I do that, I'm gonna create the same exact speed, the same exact compression, all clubs through the bag. Hey guys, thanks for watching today's video. If you liked the video, do us a favor, click that like button down below, it really helps us out. Click the notification bell. Also, please subscribe. Another reminder, we are live here on YouTube every Monday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Rapid Fire Golf Live Q&A. Would love to see you there. If you did find this video, you're gonna see two videos here on the screen, both more about creating the X factor, creating that stretch in transition so you can hit the ball a lot better. Go ahead and click and watch one of those. I know it'll help you out.